What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leaky14 back with another review today, and today we are going to be diving into Yuto Suzuki's elaborate, exciting, extravagant Sakamoto Days. Today is actually the release of chapter 97 of Sakamoto Days. 2 months ago, I decided to hop on the train, man, because I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've seen it all the time, every single week when I open that Jump app. So I'm like, I gotta read Sakamoto Days. And boy, oh boy, was that a great decision. I mean, this is turning out to be one of my favorite ongoing stories in Jump, and just stories, period. So Sakamoto Days, I'm going to talk to you about 3 reasons why you should pick up Sakamoto Days today. Reason number 1 why you should read Sakamoto Days is the story. I mean, if you are anything like me, assassin stories are some of the most fun things ever. I mean, John Wick is like the most popular, like, modern heroes that we got. I mean, this man has 3 movies in like 4 years. But anyway, I love assassins, and in a world full of assassins, what happens when the number 1 assassin in the world decides to retire and start a family? And that's what the story Sakamoto Days is about. We follow Taro Sakamoto and his family of Shin and other assassins that come and join the family, and his own family that he quit to go raise and start. And how living in a post-assassin world works. And of course, we all know it ain't that easy, right? One just doesn't hop in the game and gets to hop out of the game. And then that is just one part of it. And then the other part is there's a whole world of assassins. Like, there's things going on. It feels like people outside of our small circle are making decisions and doing things that impact and affect the story and make it move along. So there's a whole world of assassins doing assassin things that are making the story progress. And it's really cool to see where the story starts out very episodic. Like you get introduced to the main cast and their characters, and we fight some very nonchalant villains along the way. But then there's a certain point in Sakamoto Days where we get a hint of some major things going on in the background that I really can't get to without spoiling, and then slowly and surely more of that is starting to unravel. And it's really cool to see just from where you start at as an old assassin at a shop meets this young kid, and they fend off some assassins, and then it just starts very small, but you quickly see that this story grows and has a lot of length and a lot of world building, and Yuto Suzuki really takes advantage of that. So 1, the story. You should read Sakamoto Days just because of the story alone. Reason number 2 why you should read Sakamoto Days is the characters. I mean, Sakamoto is one of the reasons why I guess I never picked up this story is because he's this funny looking chubby guy, and that's what you see right on the cover, and that is not his whole story, right? I won't really spoil it I don't really want to give it up because it's really funny, and it's really worth just seeing Sakamoto himself in action, because oh boy, does that man put in work. Like, he's the definition of don't judge a book by its cover. I mean, if that man will give you hands, and that's all I'm gonna leave it at. And he's great, he's funny, he works well with the other main character, Shin, and you could see this man cares, and like, he's a real human being, even though he's an assassin. Like, it's crazy, man. And he will give the hands to anybody in the business. Don't mess with his family. Sakamoto. And then we have Shin. He is the young protagonist who's learning from the older, wiser assassin, of course, and he's who we are kind of following this world through as he navigates through the assassin world as well. And he's very convincing main character. Like, he has a lot of conviction. He doesn't seem like a young kid that we're following. He doesn't seem like a big goofy jokester, like a Luffy type or even like a Goku type. He's like this young assassin who's about his business. Like, Shin can throw those paws too, but you can still see he's young and he still has a lot of conviction, and he's very serious, and it's because of his past, which I won't spoil, but you gotta read it. And then you have characters like Hisuke, and you have the Order, and I mean the Order is like some of my favorite characters in the whole story, of course. They're the strongest group of assassins in the world, and I mean all their character designs are different. Some of them look like they come out of different stories. They don't even look like they should be on the same page as Sakamoto sometimes. It's like that One Punch Man effect, and it's just great. I mean, everyone is very distinguishable. Nobody looks like somebody else. Even a lot of the forgettable characters, I could say their designs were still great. I loved what they did with them. Like, I wish some of those characters would come back. Like, that's how good their designs were. And I mean, Suzuki does just not miss when it comes to character design and really fighting ability, because in the story, there's not many people with abilities. Like, there's not nen abilities, there's not devil fruits, right? These guys are assassins. They use tools. And really, that's where their craft comes from, their choice of weapon or their tool and like way of fighting. And so a lot of creativity has to go into these fights, which it's really important to make sure all these characters feel different and like flow different, and they do. When you see them on the page, when they're in action, like it's all different, and it's because of Suzuki and his characterization. So number 2 reason to read Sakamoto Days is because of the characters, man. The characters, the characters, the characters. And the 3rd reason why you should read Sakamoto Days is, boy, oh boy, that action. Like I was just saying, not everybody has powers. There are some characters with like powers, but they're not like abilities, OP abilities. But even the characters with no abilities, man, they throw hands. In the world full of assassins, people just be going at it. And they be using hammers, they be using saws, they be using kunai, they be using, Sakamoto, this isn't a spoiler, Sakamoto was giving this man hands on a plane, and he finds this passport and just rocks this man with the passport. Sakamoto's always killing somebody with a pen, bro. Like, it doesn't matter to this man. It will give you the business with anything. But just the choreography of fights themselves, I mean, the unique abilities and fighting styles help coordinate with that, but it's really the choreography of these fights and the way they flow from page to page, from panel to panel. I mean, I will try to post some things. I don't want to get banned, but boy, Suzuki, his page layouts are like none other. One of my other favorite ongoing stories right now is Jujutsu Kaisen, and the reason I love JJK is because the choreography. And Sakamoto Days falls in that same category to me of like fight choreography, where it's really easy to see people throwing punches, and when they pick up an item, like you see it in the previous panel, where they got it from, where it came from, what hand they had it in, and how they strike at the opponent. And everything flows so well, and Suzuki's double page spreads, boy, be fire. Gege and Suzuki are honestly like my 2 favorite ongoing artists right now. When it comes to choreography, they are unmatched. I do not care. When it comes to choreography, they are unmatched. And I feel like it's because it's so stripped down and it's not so ability focused and ability based. Like, you get to watch people throw kicks, throw elbows, like all that stuff is really cool to me. So that stuff sounds exciting to you. Sakamoto Days is right up your alley. It's your boy Leaky14, Sakamoto Days by Yuto Suzuki. Will you check it out? Let me know. Also, what's your favorite part about your ongoing manga that you like right now? Is it the action? Is it the characters? Is it the story? Drop a comment below. Let me know. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave your boy a like, subscribe, and I will see y'all next week. Peace.